Hello, myself Dr. Vijay Chandra Jadala welcomes you to today's session on cloud computing. As part of cloud computing series, Unit 2 Core Enabling Technologies, the fourth session is related to the virtualization. Virtualization is today's topic. Myself, Dr. Vijay Chandra Jedla, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence, School of Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence, SR University. Today, I am going to discuss fourth session, that is on virtualization. It is part of Unit 2 Core Enabling Technologies. This particular session consists of all about virtualization, compute services, and among compute services Amazon EC2 and Elastic Beam Stack. Just we are going to discuss an introductory level of Amazon EC2 and Elastic Beam Stack, which are of compute services. In this particular unit or less session, we are going to concentrate related to the virtualization. Whereas in this particular unit, that is enabling technologies, we are going to concentrate on virtualization, networking, storage, compute, database, and other cost management technologies. So, as part of the session, now we are going to discuss related to the virtualization. Virtualization is a technology that you can use to create virtual representation of services, storage, networks, and other physical machines. What do you mean by virtual? Which is not as the original, which is created is artificially is considered as virtual and can be used from anywhere. So virtual software mimics the functions of physical hardware to run multiple virtual machines simultaneously on single physical machine. So here you can see, you can observe in the diagram, virtualization. On top of the virtualization, there will be related to the server hardware, and on top of the server hardware, there will be host operating system. Then comes to the application related softwares, the hypervisor. Then comes to the operating systems. Then on top of everything, there will be an applications. So this is all about the architecture of the virtualization. So here the virtualization is a technology that you can use to create virtual representation of servers, storage networks, and other physical machines. Its main business is virtualization, to use their hardware resources effectively and efficiently to get greater returns from their investment. So here the virtualization software mimics the functions of physical hardware to run virtual machines simultaneously and on a single physical machine. Then what it will work related to the cloud computing. In cloud computing, virtual machines or virtualization plays a major role. It is one of the powerful tool or service of the cloud computing which helps the organization manage infrastructure efficiently, effectively. Next comes to the how does virtualization works. So here the virtualization is a Virtualization is a technology that allows the creation of virtual environments. There are different virtual environments we can create by using the technology of virtualization from a single physical machine, which optimizing resources usage and providing flexibility in cloud computing. Next comes to the virtualization, which refers to the process of creating a virtual version of the physical hardware. That means previously we seen the physical hardware, that is hard disk and other physical thing, whereas now we are seeing virtual drives, Google drives, or any type of the virtual storage. So this is an example for the virtualization. Virtualization refers to the process of creating a virtual version of the physical hardware such as servers, storage devices or network resources. So here what we had is the servers, storage devices or the network resources. This technology enables multiple virtual machines. So multiple virtual machines will be there. This technology will enable you the virtual machines to run on single physical machine, each with its own operating systems and applications. This approach maximizes the hardware efficiency and allows the better resource management. So this is all about the virtualization. Here you can observe the virtualization diagram, how does virtualization works. So here infrastructure, hypervisor, that means different operating systems can work on one virtual machine. So in one operating system it may be a Unix, in another operating system it may be a Windows operating system, in another operating system some other Mac or any other operating system we can, or Linux or any other operating system we can use. So here this is all the virtualization or virtual machines which will work on the hypervisor for the on particular infrastructure. A company needs servers of three distinct functions. The virtualization, as part of virtualization we are going to discuss related to a company where the activities which are done by using the cloud computing and the functions that will be used as per the requirement of the company we are going to discuss. Among that, here we have three different functions that we generally see. The first one is store business email securely. This implies a need of a robust storage solution. That means you are going to have the storage solution for the sake of the email server software and strong security measures, that is encryption, access control, to protect the sensitive communication. So here the email server, that is business email, the first priority for the business email is the protection, that is since they will share the private information, so security plays a major role. Storage with the security is the first priority here. So the concept of store business email securely. Second one is run a customer facing application. That means foreground there will be an application that should be run where it should be a user friendly application. This is typically requires the server for the performance, where high availability, scalability and robust security to handle external users, traffic and potential cyber threats are the major concept, major difficulties here, where the web servers and application servers and database servers are used that are to be involved. Then comes to the running the internal business application. This particular application are used by the employees. These applications are majorly used by the employees related to the server optimization for the internal network traffic, software environment which will be compatible with the software environment, and potential integration with the internal systems. This particular security is also very important through the attack. That source might be smaller than the customer requirements, customer facing application. So here the application should be user friendly, and the different servers are used here in this particular concept. So here when we are considering a company that needs the servers for the three major functions. One is to send the email securely, that is the mail server. Then to run the application, front end application, that is application server, and the servers which will support this application server are the file server, storage server, database server, and then comes for the business needs, the applications that will be a foreground, and for the sake of report generation, the file servers are used. So the different types of the servers are used as part of the virtualization in real-time company needs. Then comes to the using why the AWS server virtualization is so important. The importance of virtualization we are going to discuss now. By using virtualization, you can interact with any hardware resources with greater flexibility. So all hardware resources are compatible with the virtualization, where in previously for the traditional IT sector there will be servers, and simple hardware problem may also keep the total environment, IT environment in a problem. So from that, virtualization played a major role. There is much relaxation related to the hardware problems. Since the virtualization will use the software instead of hardware to overcome a hardware devices, the hardware devices are generally used for the connectivity, and these hardware devices or resources are very flexible. Next comes to the physical servers. That is, in traditional IT they use the physical servers, but in cloud computing all servers are at the data centers and they are managed centrally. So the management problem or management related complexity will be made by the company provider, service provider, that may be AWS, that may be Azure, that may be Oracle. So here physical servers consume electricity like up storage space and need the maintenance. Next comes to the limited physical proximity related to the network design, since it will be accessed by the service providers and it will be benefited by the user. Next comes to the virtualization. Virtualization concepts. that can manage the hardware, physical hardware. Meanwhile, it will communicate with the other source optimization techniques. So the importance of optimization, virtualization plays resource optimization, where virtualization allows for better utilization of physical resources by running multiple applications on single machine, reducing the need for additional hardware. So there won't be any requirement of any hardware since we are communicating or connecting with the cloud servers. And next is the cost saving. The organization saves hardware, power and maintenance costs considering the physical infrastructure. Then comes to the security. Virtualization provides a high security, that is, cloud computing provides a security, it may be a physical or virtual, where it enables security for preventing the issues in one virtual mode from affecting with the others. So these all are considered as part of the benefits or importance of the cloud virtualization. Next, virtualization removes all these limitations which are abstracting the physical hardware functionality into software. Then comes to the finally related to the management and maintenance of the usage of hardware infrastructure like applications on web is made simple by using the virtualization. So these all are the major concepts why we say the virtualization plays a major role in cloud computing. The next topic which we are going to discuss is related to the types of virtualization. The next topic which we are discussing is related to the types of virtualization. Virtualization. Types of virtualizations. That is the topic which now we are going to discuss. The different types of virtualizations. First one is the application virtualization, desktop virtualization, server virtualization, data virtualization, storage virtualization, the Google Drives and others, where we will store a huge quantity of data, comes under this particular storage virtualization. Then network virtualization. So these are all the different types of virtualizations. So the virtualizations are broadly classified into application virtualization, desktop virtualization, server virtualization, data virtualization, storage virtualization and network virtualization. Let's discuss related to the different virtualization concepts, that is with the application virtualization. The application virtualization enables remote access by which user can directly interact with deployed application without installing any type of the softwares on local machines, any type of servers on the company on premises. Your personal data and the applications are stored in servers, cloud servers all over the world through internet. The use of this particular application server is you can execute your applications from wherever you want on whatever devices you want. You may execute from the mobiles, laptops or PCs, tabs or in any way through internet and through virtual servers, application servers. That particular application will be executed. Example, the different apps which you are going to use, which are loaded on the servers. The Netflix is loaded on the AWS server. The Netflix application can be executed through on TV, on mobile, on laptop. So let's take another Microsoft Azure. We take this application will run on the setup of the cloud employees, and they can use their device, whatever it may be a laptop or system or any device. From there the work will be done through the servers. The applications will run on the servers, and after the application server, the next is the network server. It will allow virtual networks. It will allow virtual networks to run on a physical network, and each operating system can work independently on the virtualized environment infrastructure, where it will quickly set up the virtual switches, routers, firewalls, virtual private networks, VPNs, making the network management flexible and efficient. For example, we are taking a Google Cloud example of the virtualization. The company can create its own networks and software instead of the physical devices that help the Google Cloud. They can set up the things like IP addresses, firewalls and private connections all in the cloud. This makes it easy to understand, manage, change, grow the network as per the requirement. Here there is no need of physical hardware, and it will save money, time, and it is more flexible. Then comes to the next option, which is considered as the desktop virtualization. The desktop virtualization is the process in which you can create your virtual desktops and you can use them from your laptops or tablets or any other devices, even from the mobiles. It is great user flexibility. The desktop can be shared, and for example, there are virtual desktop softwares where many companies will use, that is AnyDesk, where the persons will share the AnyDesk credentials, and the first person can operate the second person's laptop from anywhere. So here he is creating a virtual environment to access that particular system. So after the virtual desktop, the next is the storage virtualization. This will combine the storage from different servers into the single system, making it easier to manage, ensures its smooth, high performance, efficient operating system. Even the underlying hardware changes can change. Then comes to the, or if an hardware system is there, it may be failed. That means if you are storing the data in a hard disk or in a pen drive, you will have a chance of losing the data. But if you are storing in a virtual storage environment, that is Google Drive, from wherever you want you can access it with your credentials, and there is no fear of data loss. Next comes to the server virtualization. The physical servers which in traditional IT environment on premises servers should be maintained. It is a big difficult task. Multiple servers have to maintain, not a single server. You have to maintain the file server, mail server, storage server, database server, application server. So you have to maintain different types of the servers, and these multiple server maintenance is keep the high cost, and the benefit of server virtualization is no need of maintenance of all these servers, and you can use the server virtualization from the cloud environment, where it will improve the performance and it will cut the costs and makes the tasks like server migration and energy management much easier. Then comes to the data virtualization. This brings the data from the different sources to one particular place without needing to know about the where the data is stored. In cloud environment, the data will be stored all over the world at different servers or data centers, where a user will not have any idea where his data is stored. His data is very secure with the security credentials that has authentication, authorization and editing. Even it plays a accounting service, and we can be confident, integrated and reliable on the cloud environment. So here this data virtualization not only gives you the remote access, it will give the cloud services better way. So here the companies like Oracle, IBM and all other companies, AWS, Amazon Web Services, Azure and Google, providing the virtualized data servers. Then comes to the resource, the different virtualizations which we discussed, that is related to the application server, database server, then network server, storage server and data server. Then after this, the next topic which we are going to discuss is related to the resource efficiency, that is the characteristic of the virtualization. The different characteristics of the virtualization are resource efficiency, scalability and elasticity, isolation and security, flexibility, cost saving, rapid development, simple recovery. Then comes to the shared resources. These are the different characteristics of the cloud computing here. So first one is the resource efficiency. So efficiently the cloud environment uses the virtualization techniques for the better utilization of the resources, where the less usage of the hardware will be used and all the shares will be, it will share the resources provided by the cloud environment among different users, that is the customers, as per their requirement, and there is no chance of wastage of capacity, and efficiently they can use their applications. The first major characteristics or advantage of the cloud computing environment is resource efficiency. Then comes to the scalability. That means we can increase the servers or we can increase the services of the cloud as per our requirement. So we can scale up or scale down as per the on-demand process without removing the resources, and this is a major advantage of the cloud environment, where scalability and elasticity is one of the major benefit. Let's take an example. This year a company having 200 employees and they brought 3 servers, And next year, if the company increases its capacity due to the online projects, 2000 employees are hired, then they have to increase the servers, and the very next year the drop down to the 500 employees, then there is no need of purchasing new servers, but consuming the whatever the servers they have is a difficult task, maintaining is a difficult task, and you are not consuming the total power provided by the total resources provided by these servers. So there will be up and downs. To overcome that, the cloud environment is providing scalability and elasticity. That means cloud services can be easily scaled up or down to meet the fluctuating demands, whatever the demands on the IT sector, automatically adding or removing the resources as per the user requirement. Then comes to the isolation and security. This is another concept related to the isolation and security. The cloud platform uses the virtualization technique, which provides the logical separation between the user and application, and it will provide the high level security where it will give the authentication, authorization, auditing, accounting, confidentiality, integrity and reliability. So these are the major characteristics of the cloud security. Every user has his own authentication as well as authorization. Here there are majorly two types of users. One are the AM users and another is the root user. Root user is administrator who provides the credentials as well as the usage of resources boundaries will be drawn by them. A manager will not have the same rights as the clerk. So here the authentication and authorization plays a major role towards the security. Next comes to the flexibility. Cloud computing offers a wide range of services of the deployment models, that is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, allowing you to scale or use the most suitable options as per your need. So it is very flexible to use the different services. Then comes to the cost saving by converting the capital expenditure, by buying the hardware into the operational expenditures, paying for services as you use them, and by optimizing the resources usage, cloud computing can significantly reduces the cost. Then comes to the rapid development. Cloud platforms provide the pre-configured environment and services that accelerate the deployment and development of the cloud applications. Simple recovery is another advantage of the cloud, that is you can get a built-in backup, and disaster recovery is also one of the mechanism of the cloud environment, which simplifies the process of recovering the data and applications in case of requirement. Then comes to the shared resources. This is the fundamental concept of the cloud computing, where large pool of cloud computing resources such as server, storage, networking is majorly maintained by using this particular environment. So these are all the different concepts related to the cloud environment, that is related to the characteristics of virtualization. Just once again I am going to revise, that is characteristics of the virtualization, that are resource efficiency, flexibility, scalability and elasticity, isolation and security, cost saving, rapid development, simple recovery as well as the shared resources. By this we complete this particular concept of characteristics of virtualization. Virtualization softwares. The different virtualization softwares available in market are designed by different companies. Every MNC designed its own virtualization software for their own private clouds or for their clouds. Red Hat designed Red Hat virtualization for Red Hat Linux related Red Hat virtualization software for its own company. Generally used virtualization software is for educational purpose is VMware Workstation, where this VMware Workstation provides facility for the educators, students, researchers to divide their laptops or systems into two different virtual devices or any number of operating systems you can load on that particular system. If you are using Windows operating system and if you want to do research on Linux operating system, no need to reinstall the operating system of Linux, but on Windows operating system you can install VMware Workstation, and by using this VMware Workstation you can install whatever the operating system you want, like Linux, Ubuntu, CentOS, and another same virtualization software which provides a facility is VirtualBox, where generally the other operating system, if you want on the particular system, will use the VirtualBox. And the other virtualization softwares are Hyper-V, VMware vSphere, VMware Fusion, then Citrix Workspace, Proxmox Virtual Environment. Cisco is providing its own virtual network environment for the sake of network functions, that is Cisco Enterprise Network Function Virtualization. Then Azure is producing Azure Virtual Machines and Parallel Desktop for Mac systems. Then comes to Citrix Workspace. So these all are the different virtualization concepts or the softwares that supports the users. Next comes to the virtualization hardware. Efficient hardware with virtualization relates to the company that creates digital servers or virtual machines on a single physical server. It specifies the operating system requirements for the virtual machines that can use them, like the physical servers. So here we are going to discuss related to the virtualization of the hardware concepts. That is, with the virtualization the company can create three different digital servers in one particular server. If one server is there in IT traditional environment, it can be used for the file server, it can be used for the database server, it can be used for the application server. So different three virtual servers can be used. These are considered as virtual machines, and on virtual machines they will be act as an virtual servers. It specifies the operating system requirements for the virtual machines and can use them. So here, by using the virtual softwares, we can create three different systems, and three different operating systems also can be run on this particular virtual server. Then comes to the company needs. Now with the less hardware you can work with the efficient way, and it reduces the related expenses. Next, after the hardware, we are going to discuss related to the infrastructure as a service, which is related to the virtualization. The infrastructure as a service, the company can go one step further, and the cloud instances or cloud machines are used on the cloud computing, which is provided by the different service providers. Here the service provider majorly we are concentrating on AWS, since AWS cloud service provider will be the largest company in the cloud market. Around 80% of the cloud environment, cloud market is occupied by the AWS. Then comes to Google Cloud, then Azure, Microsoft Azure, Oracle Multi-Cloud, and other cloud environments are in queue. So here the company can go one step further and use the cloud instance or virtual machines from the cloud computing provided by the service providers such as AWS. Then comes to the AWS, which we taken as an example, will maintain all the underlying hardware which are virtualized, and can company request the server who is the consumer or the customer for the AWS, he can request the servers as per this requirement. He can scale up and scale down the resources, and he can set up the configurations. Next, all the applications that run on these particular virtual servers without the user noticing any differences. So in traditional IT, what the facilities he is getting, much better facilities, much better resources, and much better services he will get from the AWS. Next comes to the server management, and that is also becomes easier for the company's IT team. So the different server management is very easy in the cloud environment, since the AWS company will take care about the server management. Only you are going to use the resources. A simple example I want to say here: if you want to purchase the milk, no need to hire a cow or no need to purchase a cow. If you want a glass of milk or liter milk, no need to purchase a cow. If you are purchasing a cow, you have to maintain it, you have to feed it, you have to take the milk every morning, and all the things you have to take care about that particular cow, and all these things you have to take care. So to avoid all those things, just we will purchase only the milk, not the cow. In the same way, if a company wants to use the resources, no need to purchase the servers. If they are purchasing the servers, they have to maintain the servers, and they have to check the network compatibility, and huge cost and place is required, and also administrators are required to maintain. So to avoid all these things, most of the companies are hiring the cloud environment for their virtualization of infrastructure as a service. Next comes to the finally about the benefits of virtualization. The different benefits of virtualization are cost saving, IT consolidation, that means IT resources such as servers and other things will be consolidated to one particular cloud environment, and you are going to save the cost because you are not purchasing any servers or maintaining the administrators or providing the place to keep the servers, and just you are using the resources from the hiring the resources from the cloud environment, where the cloud providers will provide you the resources, and even you can scale up and scale down, that is flexibility and scalability as per the requirement. Next comes to the business continuity. you can enlarge your business and it will be continued. Next is more efficient resource provisions. Cloud environment providing the more efficient resources through the virtualization and the better management, since a particular specific team will be there for the managing the different servers all over the world and the data centers which are provided, and these servers are interlinked to the data centers and all over the world they are there. As per the requirement, you can shift from one server to the another server also. Hosting multiple operating systems, you can not only use one operating system, you can host on virtual machines the different operating systems that considered as hosting multiple operating systems. Then comes to the disaster recovery, which is easier. Then comes to the improved productivity, and next is the improved storage capacity. We can even increase the storage capacity and even we can manage the resources for the storage resources. Let's take an example. I purchase a pen drive of 8 GB, but the data which is having with me is more. Then I have to purchase 16 GB. After some days, I have the data which is more. Then I have to go for 32 GB and 64 GB and so on, 128 GB and so on. So this problem will not be there when you are hiring a Google Cloud. So no need to again purchase another device. Just you can scale up and scale down as per your requirement. Then comes to applications that are easier and safer. Then efficient resource usages will be done. Automated IT management as well as faster disaster recovery. Recovery also will be there, as the cloud environment data will not be stored in one particular place. It will be stored in different places at all over the world. A user will not have any idea where the data is stored. So there will be a image copies of the data, and through the image copies the data will be recovered. So these all are the major benefits related to the cloud virtualization. So once again, let's read out the different concepts related to the cloud virtualization, that are cloud cost saving, ID consolidation, then flexibility and scalability, business continuity, more efficient resource provisioning, better management, hosting multiple operating systems, disaster recovery which is much easier, improved productivity, improved storage capacity management, applications that are easier and safer, efficient resource usage, then automated IT management, finally faster disaster recovery. These all are the different concepts related to the cloud environment. By this, I am stopping this particular concept of benefits of virtualization.